Hey everyone, we'll try and give you some sense of how things have changed on the streets here in New York City over the last week or so. We'll start with the cruise ship terminals, slightly to our west and north. Normally those railings and the tops of the ships are packed with people, flashbulbs popping, but this is about a week ago after the last drop-offs, about 8 days ago, where they're going through their medical protocols and then getting out to go off somewhere and disinfect. Every industry is down. MTA, that's the bus terminal there, slightly to the south of the cruise ship terminals. Normally that top platform is empty. Now looking south over toward the Lincoln Tunnel, you'll see, again, this is a week ago, so cars still going into the tunnel, commercial buses starting to back up. One of our neighbors practicing a solitary Tai Chi at the playground here on the second floor of our building. Normally that time of day this playground is packed, as are all New York City playgrounds right after school. It's West 42nd Street, you'll see opening up to your left. All the playgrounds are shut. NYPD is even starting to take down the basketball rims because young people just continue to not adhere to the isolation protocols. Radio City Music Hall. There's Bruce Beck, our local sportscaster, to the left with the pink bag. Central Park, again a week ago, people not remaining socially distant. There's our little buddy, I just couldn't resist that one. Poets Walk. Still too many people out. Bethesda Fountain. Again, this is a week ago, but from what I'm hearing, it's not that much different today, especially the tourists who remain in New York City who are still out in groups. A couple of my favorite fountain statues. The Falconer, probably my third favorite New York City statue. This is the Kaufman Army Navy store on West 42nd between 8th and 9th. If he's closed, and if Rudy's bar on 9th Avenue is closed, you know everybody's closed. He did, before he left, though, leave what he thought were some amusing window displays relevant to this pandemic. One of our Times Square pals did slip into my photo at the last second there. Now off into the theater district. You'll see the theaters are empty. The giant Minskoff Theater, that alleyway there is usually absolutely packed. Back into Times Square, looking first south and then north. Again, we're still a week ago where the young people are out in groups. That's one of our costumed friends, Lonely. Now looking up 8th Avenue at a lone cyclist. Upper Hell's Kitchen is really starting to pay attention. Richard Rogers Theater, Hamilton, all the theaters are down. This is a massive hit for the entertainment industry, film and TV production here in New York, theatrical production, touring productions. Back into Times Square, looking at the ball that gets dropped every year on New Year's Eve. Back over to Schubert Alley. Normally people are out in front of these theaters, waiting to go into the matinees, waiting to get last-minute tickets. Nothing. Everybody's out of work. Music Box, one of my favorites. I love that theater. Schubert sign out in front. Nederlanders theaters have the same. That's one of our local drug dealers in his camouflage jacket. These guys just never give in. She noticed me. I think they're slick, doing the behind-the-back drop-off. But the ones on 43rd Street just never give up. And this woman here, you'll see, is one of the regular buyers and very much a victim. Social services people here on the block are saying that they're having trouble even going up and talking to people because they're worried about the pandemic. So everybody's very vulnerable right now. Small theaters especially. Look at that one. Small theaters are getting crushed. IATSE headquarters, our touring friends, stagehands, stage managers, everyone's at home. Theater Row, West 46th Street. You know it, you love it. A lot of these restaurants, and even some of the new ones going in, are going to fail because of this pandemic. We're looking down toward 9th Avenue now. There's the Hourglass Tavern and the Betty Bar, one of our favorites. We love you too, Josh and Beth. We hope they come back intact. This group was walking down. This now is just a couple days ago. They were laughing at me because they knew I was taking a picture of them because they were not social distancing. Now looking down 9th and up 9th from 46th Street, sorry. Rudy's, as I mentioned before, if Rudy's is closed, everybody's closed. If the Westway Diner is closed, everybody's closed. This is the Mattress Firm above the Westway Diner. That happened quickly over just 2 days. Next door to the hummus shop that we love, a new cafe going into an old antique shop run by our Greek buddy Mike. And who knows if they're going to be able to open up now. A little hint of spring. And this now is just yesterday. The young people still just aren't getting it. What is it that they're not getting? They think they're completely immune. The homeless population, of course, is vulnerable as ever, more so now because people don't want to help them, feed them. Back getting into the evening. These were from the night before last. Again, down there by the booth in the Schoenfeld. And now, the night before last, delivery guy there. This is Rockefeller Center area where people are really starting to pay attention for the first time. So 2 nights ago, the streets were really clear. But restaurants and supermarkets, even though they're open because they're essential, are saying that they're having an extraordinarily difficult time getting people to come into work. So while technically they're here, the owners are doing the deliveries. There's Actors Equity, 46, just off the TKTS booth, which you'll see here, looking north in Times Square from 46th and now south. Now more appropriately clear. People are still out, but they're getting the message. Obviously no tickets going to be sold this week or next week or the week after that. Over toward Rockefeller Center, this famed skating rink, empty as it should be. From there we go on to the St. Pat's Bar on West 46. That's where my soccer supporter friends and I watch our team when they play away games. Back over to Schubert Alley, one of our neighbor buildings, showing the community some love. That's up at 48th and 9th. Looking back toward the theaters now in the mid-40s, where you're really starting to see people off the street at night as they should be. Tourists are still out. This is unbelievable. They're in the Shake Shacks. They're in the stores that are open. There's the nighttime drug dealing block captain with the camouflage coat. Everybody knows how to identify them because of the camouflage coat. 43rd Street, West 42nd Street. Also West 42nd at night. Now they're empty as they're supposed to be. This is the next day. This is yesterday. Our neighborhood pool. This is yesterday, Thursday, down at 38th Street and 10th Avenue. And as with the theaters, you're going to start seeing the Hudson Yards area construction boom just dead, completely down now. All these guys are out of work. All these men and women are at home, and they know that they're going to be out of work at least another month. We'll see what happens, but this is what we have to do. The isolation protocols have to be in place. This building you see here normally has 150, 200 people, blow torches. You guys know what a construction site looks like when it's in full swing. Super weird to see it completely empty. And as we leave here, we're going to be going over toward the Javits Center, where a gigantic field hospital is being put into place. This photo doesn't belie what's happening inside. There is massive preparation for the upcoming COVID-19 sufferers. 34th Street, Hudson Yards, number 7 station. Escalators, which are normally packed, are empty. As we go back up, we're going back toward what many of you now know is the famed vessel and shed sculptures at Hudson Yards. As we turn around quickly, we'll look at the Lincoln Tunnel entrance now, where the homeless, who are of course struggling more than the rest of us, are unable to find even any cars to panhandle from. So the Lincoln Tunnel is massively empty. Nobody there. This is our floor. Normally a few of the neighbor kids are out. Some of our neighbors going in and out to get groceries that time of night. Nobody. These guys, I just don't get it. So a lot of these Uber high-end engine car guys have decided to take it upon themselves to use this pandemic to be able to go around the city and drive around. And they're gathering little groups, no masks. Just stunning. Some people just don't get it. Stay isolated, guys. We got to get through this thing. But New York City streets are clear. it's changed a lot in just the last 8 days. People are finally starting to get the message.